Hello guys, welcome to another driving test route video. So today is a Sunday, the 16th of April 2023. So a beautiful day, not sunny at the moment, but it's not so bad either. So yeah, we're going to be doing we're going to be doing why am I saying road? So yeah, we're going to be doing Sheffield Middlewood test route number 7. So if you haven't watched the other ones 1, 2, 3 up to 6, then look on the playlist. So we're focusing on 7 today and see what we can pick out from this route. Now I've done this before on a lesson with a learner, and this seems to be one of the tough one, not so difficult, but just a little bit of country road. So sit tight, and if you want to practice any, then maybe this is one of the ones you should practice as well. Remember that I always advise, if you're going to a test center that you're not familiar with, if you know of any difficult route, then you should settle in for those ones first, because if you can handle the difficult ones, then the easy ones becomes a minor situation. So yep, anyways, let's go. Time right now is 3:32 in the afternoon, and the route should take us about maybe 30 minutes or just under that. So ETA is showing currently that we should be back by 3:57, but then that depends on traffic situation. So yep, let's see. Now remember, I always advise and encourage to always obviously seek advice from your instructor with anything you watch in these videos. Some things might be much better coming from them. Maybe they might just have better knowledge of the area, but I'm just showing you what the area looks like and perhaps how I would drive or deal with certain situations. If there is anything I'm not so sure about, I would deal with it still, but remember, I would tell you, or I would mention, to seek your instructor's opinion on it if they especially look out to this place. So yeah, but other than that, let us go and see what is on the road. Yeah, so right now I am packed up on the car park at the test route, so you would be leaving exactly from here. As you can see in front of you, that's the parking bay, and we have a lovely learner practicing for the parking in here. So yep, and we move up. So I'm just gonna do a U-turn. So it looks like it's gonna start raining soon. I hope it doesn't, so that it becomes so that the video is much nicer, Okay.
Turn right.
All right. So we are turning right at the end of the road. First thing, let me turn this voice guidance off. It can be very intrusive while I'm talking. So, okay, come to a stop, and I can do that quickly. Okay, I don't want voice guidance. All right, I've got a chance, so off I go. Now remember, the road is 30, not 40, not 50. If someone is chasing you behind, don't let that what's the word? Don't let that intimidate you and pressurize you to start over speeding. But then we've got 40 ahead, so I'm preparing, but don't go over 40 yet until you get past that sign, and that's fine. So now we're in a 40 zone. Right. So like I always say, if you're not a fan of Handsworth, maybe because of the too many roundabouts and the fast speed, then maybe Middlewood might just be for you. But then if you're not a fan of Middlewood, then maybe Handsworth might just be for you. Check them all out and see. That's why the videos are there. Compare which test centers you prefer. I've done Rotherham as well, because then that's another option you have if you stay here. Okay, so we've got 50 here. Now be careful making progress here. I'll probably just keep the same speed for now, just because of the bend here. So there's no point jumping over 40 when you should be really thinking and planning of this bend. So don't have an excitement just yet at that point. Then now after the bend, you can see far. I can see what's coming towards me as well. Then I can make a little bit more progress there. That's fine at that point. So yeah, as I was saying, you've got Rotherham, you've got Handsworth. Check those videos so that if you're really in between making a choice of which one to go for, then they might just help you to see what the roads look like on those test centers, and then it makes it easier for you. So I've got 30, so drop it down the forehand. So yeah, that is really it. But if you're coming to Middlewood, because you're trying to avoid roundabouts from Handsworth, but remember that you've got something else that you might have to so had to pay more attention at that driver reversing into the road there, which is what you should be thinking of as well if you see situations like that. So yeah, if you come to Middlewood, you might not have to deal with roundabouts, but one thing they do have in plentiful is a lot of meeting traffic. So tight roads, narrow roads, cars parked left and right, which is what you're going to see on this route. A lot of meeting situations, parked vehicles left and right, change of speed consistently. Like 1 minute we were just 30 there, and then we went to 40, and then we went to 50, and then we're back to 30 again. So that's what you should be expecting on this route. So I'm turning left ahead, so mirror signal. Remember, drop your speed. The road ahead is one way, the road to your right is one way. So really focus where you're going to on your left in case of any pedestrians crossing on your left. But if you want to take a quick glance to the right, not a problem, as long as you don't start doing unnecessary, checking and start reducing speed, like if you're going to be stopping for anything coming from that side, when in practical sense they should be looking out for you. So yeah, take a quick glance, not a crime, but do it with a good sense of understanding of what the road rules are. Okay, so the space is wider now, so I'm going to make a little bit more progress, and I'm turning left just where that blue car is coming out from. Okay, so as you can see, we've got more meeting situations. So you might not like roundabout, and you probably might just hate meeting traffic even more than roundabout. So don't forget that that's not the end of it. Make sure, compare it. Which one would you rather do? Would you rather do roundabouts, or would you rather do meeting situation? Which one is your strength and which one is your weakness? So compare them together, because you would meet a lot of them, and you'll be coming into the national speed zones a lot here, which is with much narrower space because you've got the country roads. So that's another thing you've got to think of. If you don't like roundabouts, but you're even worse at narrow spaces and high speed, then you're going to be in for a shock. So, but remember though, that's not guaranteed that you'll be on this route, but the point is, it's still an option. So yep, this bend here, don't come in too fast. Watch my speed as I come into this speed here. Now keep in mind that the speed you see on the screen right now or through the videos are always okay. So they've got giveaway, but already if a car is gone through that giveaway already, then don't forget they're committed, so you should be stopping safely. So the speed you see on the screen right now is often about 2 miles an hour below the speed on the car. So I thought I'd point these out because sometimes I've seen a couple of times someone has mentioned on comments that the learner is driving quite too slow for the situation, but keep that in mind. It's 2 miles above in the car than what you see on the screen. So on this road as well, be very careful here. You've got that bend there, the visibility is really blind. Don't rush it. Okay, make sure you check so that once you move on before situation changes ahead of you. Okay, and we're going to be taking the second road on the left, which is after this road. So get to this road before you signal left so that you don't mislead anyone with your signal. Okay, so we're still in the 30 zone, but we're just about to come into a national speed zone. So remind yourself again, it is 60, not 70, because this is a single carriageway. So the national speed limit means that's going to be 60, not 70. So remember, this bend is here. Ease off the gas, reduce your speed if you need to, so that you can come safely through the bend. Don't underestimate these bends. Trust me, this is why I'll probably say give them a try. Come around here if you have to, if you can, even if it's just once. But don't underestimate. You'd rather go in too slow, or sorry, not too slow. You'd rather go in slower than faster, if you get what I mean. Because worst case scenario, minor fault for approaching that too slow. But if you're going too fast, then sorry, might just not be lucky. So this is it. It feels a lot more scary than watching the video, trust me. If you're not used to this kind of roads. So I'm doing about 50 miles an hour right now, and that's because I can handle the car properly. The car's not shaking all around. But be careful if you're on this road. Don't jump on trying to do 50, 55. You can't do it. It won't feel safe. The space isn't that big. So I think I'll forgive Elena if you were to be doing 45, 46, 47-ish. At this point, I'd forgive you. I'd definitely rather have you driving few miles per hour below my speed and I feel safe than trying to do the speed limit and I feel worried. So okay, it's clear. Now make sure here, come to a full stop. It's a stop sign there, and then you've got the 30 sign as well. So like I said, speed continues to change. So we're back in the 30 zone. Don't forget yourself and turn left here and start shooting off. So keep that in mind. So remember the stop sign there. Come to a full stop, probably 2 seconds before you move off again. So as you can see, we're in a 30 zone. More obstacles ahead of us, and of course you're coming into a meeting situation just very soon. So don't think just about the speed. Oh my god, I've got to be at 30. That shouldn't be the most important thing in your mind. Is dealing with the situation. The doors are open on those cars, pedestrians are standing in the road. That might force the drivers coming towards you to come closer, even into your lane or your space, or just towards you. So plan ahead for those situations and deal with them accordingly and appropriately. So those are things you want to be thinking of as you drive, and when the situations are gone, then you can make progress again safely. So and your examiner will be happy. Okay, so we've got temporary light there. When red light shows, wait here. A lot of the time it's changing, so I move on. Don't need to signal there, but if you do, not a big deal. So yeah, a lot of the times people do miss that sign for some reason, and you get yourself all the way to the light. Don't forget, wait at the sign. So as you can see, narrow road, cars parked up on the road. This is what you get anyways if you're driving in places like Sheffield. You don't have much yellow lines and double yellow lines and red lines like you would do in London. So you end up having a lot of cars on the road, especially on Sundays like this. So I'll keep switching between the roof camera and the dash camera so that you actually get to see from inside of the car or the driver's view what those meeting situations look like ahead, because obviously the camera on the roof would make it seem a lot more, not so bad, like you can see further ahead, when in practicality, ooh, I've been driving too fast there you go. So yeah, when in practical sense you actually don't see that much from inside. So this is exactly what can happen to you on your test if you're losing focus on some other things while you're either thinking of one particular thing. So I was talking there and my attention is now on what was around me and the conversation that I forgot the speed. And just like I said again, that's because the speed changed there briefly and I did not know. So there you go. So yeah, I got caught up there myself. I went left briefly into that road and that road was now 20, but that was just for a very short period and my attention was not there. So if that happened to you on your test, you might as well have just failed there, because I was doing about, I think, 26 miles an hour, and if you done down that road and it's a brief one, you're still gone over the speed limit for the length of that road. I mean, 26 is a lot. So this is really it. But once you know what you're doing, you know what to expect, you're familiar with the road, or at least you're looking ahead and planning ahead, then you'll be fine. Make sure you're good with traffic signs if you're driving or doing your test in an area you're not familiar with. If you're good with traffic signs and you can plan ahead, then you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. But it just makes no sense if you're terrible at planning ahead and, picking out signs and you want to go for a test in a place you're not familiar with. It doesn't make sense because you're going to mess up. You don't know what to expect and you're picking up the signs late. It's two bad combinations. So yeah. Okay, lights change. Make sure check your side mirrors before moving off. Trust me, if you drive in a busy place like London with cyclists all around, so speed is coming to 20 here again, as you can see. So if you don't pay attention, you would continue driving straight over 20 miles an hour without realizing it. So yeah, if you drive in a busy place as London with cyclists here and there, you'd understand why it is very important to check your side mirrors before moving off. Okay, so road is 20, there's nothing you can do about it. So and then changes to 30 again here. So this black car is turning, second one is turning as well, so that gives me enough time. Now if it was just the first one only turning, then I wouldn't take that, because then the one behind might just be coming through and of course you wouldn't have enough time to turn safely there. So yeah, you see that road we just came out from, that was 20. Sometimes other drivers around you might just be driving very fast, say about 30 miles an hour, because they're used to the road or they're not on a test like you. But don't let them intimidate you. You are probably the only one doing the right thing and driving safely. So if you're wondering what that red beep was, or the red light and the beep was, so apparently it's the sensor in front of the car saw that situation and the car probably thinks, of course I'm heading straight towards that car there, and as computer would do, wants to brake. So yep, feels like I'm too close to those cars or I'm approaching them too fast, and if I was not on the gas, the car would have stopped itself. Okay, and then we're coming back into a 20 road. and more meeting traffic or obstacles on the road. Okay, the road is clear, so I'll just sit in the middle of the road because I've got cars parked on both sides. So no worries at the moment, and don't be unnecessarily too close to parked cars on your left when you're the only one in the road. No one is coming towards you. So now we've got someone coming towards us, but luckily the driver is turning to our left. So just reduce speed and then they're gone, and then I continue. But if I got there first and I pull up on the left here, or slowly come to the left while they pass, and then I'll continue. Oh, sorry, come to the left, give them more room. Okay, it's clear. So I go through. So remember, we're still on 20. So now we're having a meeting situation. Start looking around. That driver's got that space. Oop, pulled up, no signal. Terrible. Yeah. Those are the things drivers do once they've passed the test. Bad driving. Okay, so we're turning left and we're coming back into 30. So I'm sure you can see by now what I mean. The speed limit constantly keeps changing. And if you're not aware of this, you could be driving too slow or too fast without realizing it. Okay, and be careful turning into this road. And you're back again into 20. If you get caught up with a car in this road and you turn in without realizing what's coming towards you, it is not a good situation to be in because you don't want to reverse back into the road. So make sure come more into the middle of the road so that you know if there's anyone in the middle of the road coming out, and then you can just wait for them outside at the road without turning. Unless if you have enough space, then you can turn and wait behind or in front of the car at the entrance of the road. Okay, so we're back again into 30 zone. So this is like crazy. Speed continues to change. Okay, and if you don't like driving on a tram line, then congratulations because you've just made one. So we're now on a 30 road. Okay. But it's really not hard. This is it. We're just straight down to the test center now. And that's really it. It's not difficult. You've just got to relax, plan yourself, know what you're doing, and make the right decisions. And that's really it. I know it's easier said than done, but you know, what do you want me to say? It's not going to help you if I told you, oh my God, it's very difficult. But trust me though, if you can stay calm, you can do a lot better. Try and relax. Tell yourself, you know, I can. And don't confuse yourself here. If you're paying attention to the light ahead, you might just start moving when you should be focusing on this first one. Okay, so we've got green light here, then we can approach the next one and cross it. Trust me, I've had someone try to pass at that first light just because the second one was green and pointing straight. So don't get yourself confused there. Make sure you're looking at the correct light. Okay, there we go. And this is another thing to keep in mind. Don't start moving just because the cars on the opposite side are moving, because your light actually changes at different times. So be very careful. This can be very confusing, because if you guys are waiting together and the next minute you see them moving, and that makes you think maybe you can move, but you forget to look at the light, that can be a little bit confusing. So just relax. Remember, you're waiting for the light, not the person in front of you moving or in your opposite direction moving. Okay, so we're turning right ahead. Your signal. Just halfway through this arch, it's okay if you drive slightly over it to get into the bus. That is okay, not the end of the world. And then back left into the test center. So I'm just gonna turn around once and for all. So, and that is the end of the test route. So really a short one, and if you relax, you'll be just fine. So remember, guys, please don't forget, if you find this video useful, click the like button, and if you have any questions, don't forget, leave a comment below and I'll try my best to get back to you. And if I don't respond, I will eventually, don't worry. So that's really it, guys. So if you haven't watched the other ones, then check them below. And don't forget, if you're struggling to find a test in Middlewood, try somewhere else. Maybe Rotherham, maybe Handsworth. Check the videos out and see maybe if you might be able to deal with the roads, so that you can open up your opportunity to find a test. Looking for a test in one place these days is going to be a tough one, but the more options you have, the better your chances of getting a test date. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget, please click the subscribe button. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.